Explain what you do. What recipe now are you giving?
Now we're going to do the butterscotch pudding pie that Harrison adores. Everybody loves it, but Harrison likes this. We
Okay.
made it for him when he passed that big test.
All right. Tilly is watching. Okay.
Yes, and they're going to learn. They're going to
All
learn
right.
to make it. And I promised Georgia I was going to make the chocolate one. Now, Georgia told me that she bought one of those pie crusts already made. And when I first started making this, I did it with that. And then I started making my own. And Harrison said to me, there's a difference. And I said, yes, because when I make my own crumbs, you put butter in it. That's the difference. So now we make our own crumbs. And that's why I brought the box to tell you and to tell you what we do. It's on the box. It comes, you can take graham crackers and crush them yourself, but they make it easy for you. And it comes with, like, see, they show you. And it tells you on the box, tell you what you do. Because that's the first thing you do before you make the pudding. Because the crumbs you can put them in the oven to harden up, and then they have to cool. See? And here's what you do. You need 1 1/4 cup of honey graham crumbs, and 1/4 cup of sugar, and 5 tablespoons of margarine or butter. Only butter. Forget the margarine. You mix that all up. You melt the butter.
Show me the front of the box. So she knows. Okay. Okay, got it. All right.
Nabisco.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who owns them now. I always go to see who owns them.
They're owned by
No, Mondelez.
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 Yeah.
Global.
Yeah. Yeah.
Global. They make these marshmallow pops. This makes 3 9-inch pie crusts. So you buy it, you have it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now you put that in, the pan that I use. Or you can use the throwaway aluminum ones if you don't. But it's good to invest in a glass one. It really, I don't know.
Pyrex.
A Pyrex.
Yeah.
It really is. Now, this is for one package. It depends on how many people, if she's going to make it just for herself and her friend or something. You don't need to make.
I see the package. Turn
the mighty fine butterscotch pudding.
Okay.
So that's why I just brought the one anyway to show she can keep this if she wants. Now it gives you pie instructions here. It tells you add 3 3/4 cups of milk to 2 4-serving packages. That's if you're going to use the 2. Now this is regular pudding. You have to stand there and stir it. You don't put this in a microwave. You have to stir it. And if you're using one package, you use 2 cups of milk. I mean, it's very direct information. You cook over medium heat, stirring constantly until the mixture comes to a full bubbling boil.
What kind of milk do you use?
What kind of what?
Whole milk?
Whole milk. You got to use whole milk with these things. Otherwise, it has no body. And, once in a while you cheat. I mean, I'm doing it all the time and I can't gain a pound. But, if you're really being careful, maybe you mix a little with 2%. I can't see it. It doesn't do anything for me. That's the problem. I'm using whole milk. I'm using half and half. And even Melvin said he can't gain any weight. He doesn't have any interest anymore in food. And then once it comes to the bubbling boil, then you let it cool and you stir it again. It tells you everything. And then you pour it into the bakery shell. Now, after you make this, you press it into the pie plate, and then you put it in the oven for about 6 to 8 minutes at a 350. It tells you everything right here. You put it in the oven, and it firms up. And then you take it out and you let it cool. Then you start to make your pudding, because you don't want to put it in when it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
You put it on a rack just to cool. That's what you do. That's the easiest of all. Now, I don't know when she's going to want to make this.
I don't know. So you're cooking the pie crust, and then
You cook the pie
and then you
crust.
start making the pudding.
Then you make the pudding. After the pudding is all bubbly and you can see it start to bubble up, and it's got to really bubble up. Then it tells you. Then you stir it again, and then you let it cool for a minute or so, and then you take the pie crust. It's in your pan already, whatever you're cooking it in the aluminum or the glass or whatever. It doesn't matter. And then you let it set, and you let it sit. You let it sit out, and then you put it in the refrigerator, and it'll cool it takes a few hours. But if you're going to make it like for company on Saturday, make it Friday. Unless you make it very early on Saturday, you're not going to have it till Saturday night, And whoever's there making it with you, they can lick the bowl. I let Lovely lick the bowl because she helped me with it. I said,
So how long should it be refrigerated?
Oh, it has to be refrigerated at least 4 hours.
Okay.
At least 4 hours.
And I assume you have to let the crust cool before you put the
Yeah,
pudding
you have to, when you can touch the crust, and if it's cool, you just put it in at, I think it's 350, and then you just, for about 6 to 8 minutes, just so it firms up. And that's what, when you cut that crust, and you can taste the butter, it makes it, when I remember, it was about a couple of years ago, Harrison said, it was a different, and I said, that's because I didn't use, when I first started, I bought those with the crumbs.
Mm-hmm.
And Georgia said, I think she had bought one once. I said, so use it, make it. If you want to try it with that, use it. It's okay. You won't go to jail, But
Just not quite the same.
it's not the same. It's not, look, if you buy Friendly's ice cream, I'm not saying it's bad, but then go Haagen-Dazs.
Mom, what's the history behind the pudding pie? When did you first start making
Well, my
it?
mother always made pudding, but I don't remember her making the pies. I started making them, I don't know, I guess maybe I made them when the kids were young. I don't even remember. I just started making them. And I think Annette made them too.
Yes, she
would
did.
make them, and we all liked them. And then I started making them for the kids here, for all your kids. It was a big treat. And it's an inexpensive thing, and it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would get the whipped cream or the ready whip, and they loved them. And I first started making the chocolate, and they loved the chocolate. And I promised George I was going to make her the chocolate, and I will make her the chocolate.
All right, so that's the pudding pie recipe.
That's the pudding pie.
Okay.
I mean, I made loads of things, but Georgia never had them because I don't make those big parties anymore.
Oh, we also need your